Welcome and study with Tanzania Institute of Education.
Form 4 student, welcome to our geography class.
Let's study, be educated.
How are you, Form 4 student? I hope you are doing well. Now, prepare your exercise book and pen. Today's topic is about introduction to research. I hope you know what research means. Since we are all aware of the fact that human society is faced with the various aspects and phenomena which needs to be studied so as to understand and draw conclusions to them. People needs new knowledge, baseline conclusions, and answers to various questions established or existing as a result of interaction with the environment. All these are inquiries which need a scientific and systematic way to find out or responding to them so as to come up with the solution needed by the society in a given environment. The scientific and systematic procedures to be undertaken is what we call it a research. In this discussion, you will learn about the concept of research, objectives of research, importance of research, characteristics of research, qualities of a good research, and types of research. By all these concepts, a word research can be defined as a scientific and systematic method of formulating a research problem, formulating hypotheses, collecting data, organizing data, making deductions, and reaching conclusions for the purpose of solving problems or getting new knowledge. Not only that, but also research refers to a scientific and systematic investigation that entails the collection of data, documentation of critical information, and analysis and interpretation of that data or information in accordance with the suitable methodologies set by specific professional fields and academic disciplines. Also, research is an organized inquiry that seeks to find explanations to unexplained phenomenon, to clarify the doubtful propositions, and correct the misconceived facts. And it provides reliable information which is useful in solving problems in our societies. Through research, one is able to get knowledge about formerly unknown issues. For example, the introduction of participatory teaching and learning methods in secondary schools, which demand students to participate in teaching and learning process, was done after realizing that the previous teacher-centered method was not effective.
Let's study, be educated.
Welcome back, and let us proceed with the objectives of research. Several research works in the world have different objectives. The major objectives of doing research are presented as follows. Number 1, search for new knowledge. New laws, theories, and principles can be established. Causes and solutions to various problems can be established as well. Number 2, to identify specific geographical problems which require further research and discussion in the field. 3, to gain familiarity with various phenomena. Origin and the types of phenomena can be discovered. For example, the origin and types of mountains, rainfall, and rocks can be established through research. 4, to portray accurately the characteristics of a situation or a group of certain population. For example, the Human Population Census of Tanzania. Number 5, to determine the frequency with which something occurs. For example, occurrence of volcanic eruptions, floods, rainfalls, and waves can be determined through research. 6, to develop ability of students to use geographical techniques of observing, collecting, analyzing, and presenting data. 7, to enable students apply geographical knowledge gained in the classroom to what is seen and observed in the environment. For example, to make identification and the classification of landscape features. Number 8, to discover answers to questions through the application of scientific procedures. Number 8, to discover answers to questions through the application of scientific procedures. And 9, to find the truth which is hidden and which has not been discovered yet. Alright, I hope now we all get the clear concept of introduction to research. But before we proceed, let us listen to the story of what happened in Maarifa village.
Many years ago, in Maarifa village, there was a big problem of childhood pregnancy to students of primary and secondary schools that led them not to be able to proceed with their studies and hence blinded their future and risks their health. As a result of that huge problem, one expert had volunteered to conduct research so that to find facts in order to save young girls against this social problem faced the village. One among the days he went to Mr. Kisebengo as his case study for this research. Mr. Kisebengo lived in a very huge single-parent family. 6 among his children were girls. 3 were in primary school and the rest 3 in secondary school. But this father is a very big drunkard who never been a responsible father to his daughters. As a result, his children engaged themselves in prostitution and other evil behaviors. This researcher had to gather information to justify his findings, and he used different approaches, but most of the people were not ready to say the hidden truth. One day, a group of young men went to the dark corner and waited for this researcher to cross, since they knew his time of passing. And once they saw him coming, they timed him, robbed him, beat him up, and destroyed all the gathered information. It was so sad for him, but these young boys destroyed the gathered information because they didn't know the value and importance of research to the society.
This is what happened to the researcher who went at Maarifa village to conduct a research. These young men beaten him because they didn't know the importance of research. Now, let us proceed with the importance of research. The importance of research in daily life is as follows. With the research, one can contribute to new body of knowledge about certain phenomena such as energy crisis, water crisis, environmental problems, as well as population problems. It helps to identify and solve particular problems in our society. For example, the health or education and transport problems. Through research, various programs and policies are developed. This is due to the fact that research aims at finding the accurate information about a certain phenomenon. And through research findings, it is possible to make informed decisions on type of programs and policies to be formulated. Research can be used to test variability of theories and possibly develop new theories and laws. Research also enables the citizens to be informed about their socio-economic surrounding. Apart from the importance of research, research has its characteristics. As we say, any research should have the following characteristics. It should be a systematic and critical investigation into a phenomenon. It should not merely be a compilation of data or information, but a purposive investigation that aims at describing, interpreting, and explaining a phenomenon. It should adopt scientific methods to reach to its conclusion. It should be objective and logical by applying possible tests to validate the measuring tools and the conclusions reached. It should base upon observable experience and empirical evidence. Research is directed towards finding answers to pertinent questions and solutions to the problems. It emphasizes the development of generalization, principles, or theories. Now, the purpose of research is not to arrive at an answer which is personally pleasing to the researcher, but rather one which will stand up the test of criticism. My dear student, a good research topic should possess the following qualities. It should generate new knowledge, facts, principles, and laws. It should aim at solving a specific problem, for example, environmental problem, trading problems, as well as educational issues. It should be researchable. That is to say, the instruments for collecting data can be easily developed and that the population and sample can be easily drawn. It must have specific and clearly stated research objectives. The formulated research objectives should be measurable. It should have empirical evidence involving accurate observation and the description of data. The topic should be clear and focused. Now, let us discuss about the types of research. I know you understand the different types of researches, but the following are the basic types of research. Research can be classified in two different categories. 1. Basic research. Sometimes it is referred to as a pure or fundamental research. It is mainly concerned with the generalization and with the formulation of a theory. It is directed towards finding information that has a broad base of applications and thus adds to the already existing organized body of scientific knowledge. Number 2 is applied research. It is type of research conducted with the aim of finding a solution for an immediate problem facing the society. It is used to solve specific or practical problem that faces an individual person or group. The research on causes of soil erosion in a certain place is an example of applied research. Number 3. Qualitative research. A qualitative research is a scientific method of investigation that gather non-numerical data. It uses a variety of methods to develop deep understandings of how people perceive their social realities and, in a consequence, how they act within the social world. It is concerned with qualities phenomenon, such that phenomena relating to or involving quality or kind. Number 4, a quantitative research. Quantitative research is the type of research based on the measurement of quantity or amount. It is the systematic empirical investigation of observable phenomena through statistical, mathematical, or computational techniques. It is applicable to phenomena that can be expressed in terms of quantity, like population data, tonnage of oil, crops, and minerals. Number 5, a descriptive research. In this type of research, the researcher reports what has happened or what is happening. It is used to describe a situation, subject, behavior, or phenomenon by answering the questions of what, who, when, where, and how associated with a research problem. It includes surveys and fact-finding inquiries of different kinds. Number 6, analytical research. The researcher has to use facts or information already available and analyze them to make a critical evaluation of the material. Analytical research involves in-depth study and evaluation of the available information in an attempt to explain complex phenomenon. Number 7, conceptual research. Conceptual research is a type of research related to some abstract ideas or theories. It is used by philosophers and great thinkers to develop new concepts or to reinterpret the existing ones. It is one which is conducted by observing and analyzing already present information on a given topic. It does not involve conducting any practical experiment. Number 8, exploratory research. Exploratory research is conducted when the researcher wants to explore things like mineral deposits. It is conducted for a problem that has not been studied more clearly to establish priorities, develop operational definitions, and improve final research design. The discovery of gold, iron, and diamond deposits is an example of exploratory research. Number 9, diagnostic research. It deals with the determination of a frequency with which something occurs or which is associated with something else. My student, now I'll give 3 questions that you will have to give answers. Alright, sit properly, take your exercise book and a pen. Ready? Okay, good. Listen carefully and write these questions. I will repeat 3 times each question. Question number 1. Mention types of research you have learned from this lesson. Question number 1. Mention types of research you have learned from this lesson. Question number 1. Mention types of research you have learned from this lesson. Question number 2. Briefly explain the importance of research in the human society. Question number 2. Briefly explain the importance of research in the human society. Question number 2. Briefly explain the importance of research in the human society. Question number 3. Discuss the difference between applied research and descriptive research. Question number 3. Discuss the difference between applied research and descriptive research. Question number 3. Discuss the difference between applied research and descriptive research. Form 4 student, now follow my lead and check your answers. Starting with question number 1, which says, mention types of research you have learned from this lesson. Answers for this question can be basic research, applied research, qualitative research, quantitative research, descriptive research, analytical research, conceptual research, exploratory research, diagnostic research. Question number 2, which asked, briefly explain the importance of research in human society. Answers may include the following: gives us a light to inquire about the right information, develops an attitude to not believe everything easily available and go on one track, sharpens the brain and gives it a judicious vision to look. It empowers us with knowledge and efficient learning of new things. It helps us in understanding various issues of life in a large manner. It evolves us to mark out the thin line between truth and lie. Research opens new opportunity before us to choose and pick. And lastly, it makes good habits of reading, analyzing, thinking, and learning. Question number 3, which asked, discuss the difference between applied research and descriptive research. Answers may include the following. Applied research is the type of research conducted with the aim of finding a solution for an immediate problem facing a society. It is used to solve specific or practical problem that faces an individual person or group. For example, the research on causes of soil erosion in a certain place is an example of applied research. While on the other hand, descriptive research is the type of research whereby the researcher reports what has happened or what is happening. It is used to describe a situation, subject, behavior, or phenomenon by answering the questions of what, who, when, where, and how associated with a research problem. Alright, now after discussing about the importance, characteristics, qualities, types of research, and do the exercise, let us end here for today. Till next lesson, bye.